Homeowners in DuPage County, you've probably seen a few different numbers for what your home is worth. Zillow says one thing, your neighbor says another, and your gut, it's probably telling you your home should be worth more. But here's the thing, those numbers might not matter at all, because in today's market, the right price isn't just a number, it's a strategy. And if you don't get the strategy right, the price you think your home is worth could actually cost you tens of thousands. So what's the number that actually matters? What are buyers looking for right now, and how do you position your home to win? That's what we're gonna break down in this video. Hi, I'm Matt with the Bulava Group. I've lived in DuPage County nearly my entire life, so I've seen the market through its highs and its lows. At our team, we've sold over 2,500 homes, and here's what we know for sure. Price isn't just about value, it's about timing, perception, and exposure. In this video, I'll show you how to understand what your home is really worth, and more importantly, how to position it so you don't leave money on the table. First, I want to talk about the DuPage County housing market as a whole. Home prices in DuPage County are up about 7.1% year over year, which is strong appreciation given all the talk about rates and affordability. Next, I like to look at months of supply, or what we call the absorption rate. Right now, it's sitting at 1.3 months. This means that if no new listings came onto the market, every home would sell in just over a month. That's a strong seller's market. And for comparison, a balanced market is typically around 4 to 6 months of inventory. After that, I dive into the pending ratio. This is how many homes are under contract compared to those still active. Today, about 60% of homes are pending, which tells us more homes are selling than coming to market. That's a sign we're actually trending deeper into a seller's market. But here's what most people don't realize. Even with a market like DuPage County, there are actually 3 submarkets and they all behave differently. These are homes under 500,000, homes between 500,000 to 1 million, and homes over $1 million. Homes under $500,000 is still the most competitive part of the market, with just 0.8 months of inventory and trending even lower. High demand driven by shrinking affordability and first-time buyer competition. Homes priced between $500,000 and $1 million is still a strong seller's market, but more balanced than the competitive under 500,000 segment. Around 1.2 months of supply with a 61% pending ratio. Homes are moving fast when priced and presented well. Now, homes over $1 million, it's almost a completely different market. There's more breathing room in this segment. 3.4 months of supply and a 44% pending ratio. It's moving toward a more balanced market, but the ball is still in the seller's court, especially for well-prepped homes. So the takeaway is this: yes, it's a seller's market, but how you price and position your home depends on your price point. This is why strategy is everything. The next step of your strategy is to do a CMA, or a comparative market analysis. A comparative market analysis isn't just about pulling a few recent sales and picking a number. It's about understanding your local market with precision. So here's how we build a CMA. Step 1, we start local, then expand. We begin with homes closest to yours in proximity, square footage, beds, bathrooms, and upgrades, ideally within half a mile. But if there's not enough data, we'll expand to your elementary school district or the next most relevant area. But we avoid crossing major roads whenever possible, because that often means entering a totally different market. Step 2 of the CMA, we analyze all 3 market types. We look at active listings. These are homes that are your current competition. Then we look at pending sales. This is what buyers are actively saying yes to in today's market. Then we look at closed sales. This is what's worked in the last 3 to 6 months. Now, it's important to remember that older sales don't carry much weight. Real estate is a living, breathing market, and things change fast. Step 3, we adjust for details that matter. We factor in the lot size, condition, renovations, curb appeal, layout, and even the micro location, like a cul-de-sac versus a busy road. Now, there's no algorithm that can do that for you, so if you've been relying on online estimates, take them with a grain of salt. A real comparative market analysis shows what buyers are actually willing to pay right now for a home just like yours. When it comes to pricing, there's no one size fits all. Sellers have different goals, agents have different styles, so your strategy should be built around you and what your needs are. And if you're serious about maximizing your outcome, you need to start thinking like a negotiator. So before you list, you need to know these 3 things. Your aspiration level. This is what would be a home run price, something that you couldn't say no to. Next, your reservation price. What's the bare minimum that you would accept? Once you know your aspiration level and your reservation price, it's time to understand your BATNA, or your best alternative to a negotiated agreement. And in real estate, this pretty much means your best alternative if you don't get an offer that meets your needs. It's really important to understand that this is your strongest piece of leverage in any negotiation, because this is where all your power comes from. You don't need anything from anyone. Then you can back all of this up with authoritative standards. This is your data, your comparables, and your market insights. Strategy 1 is to price your home below market. This is ideal for a fast sale or sparking a bidding war that drives the price up. Most sellers avoid this out of fear of friction and leaving money on the table. But done right, pricing below market creates competition, and that changes everything. When buyers sense that there's interest from others, sharks in the water, something flips. It's no longer just about the house, it becomes about winning. And when people want to win, they stretch, they move faster, they waive contingencies, and they offer more. Now, most people don't like negotiation. It's uncomfortable, emotional, and high stakes. That's often why they hire an agent so they can remove themselves one step from the process. I can't speak for other agents, but I personally love negotiating. This is the part I live for. It's where strategy meets psychology and where the right guidance makes all the difference. When you've created competition and your agent knows how to steer the conversation, that's when the best deals happen. Strategy 2 is to price at market value. This is my favorite approach because it's honest, data-backed, and still gives you room to win. You get qualified and serious buyers, a smoother process, and strong negotiating power from a place of transparency and collaboration. Strategy 3 is to price your home above market value. This test the market approach sounds tempting, but often backfires. Why? Because buyers are sharp, and when they spot an overpriced home, it leaves a bad taste in their mouth. It signals that you're not serious, and worse, it may lead to lowball offers or none at all. This is what we call a hardball negotiation tactic, and in real estate, that can do more harm than good. Next, I want to talk about one of my favorite frameworks to think through when pricing your home. This is called price bracketing. So when buyers search online, they typically search in $25,000 increments. For example, $475,000 to $500,000 or $500,000 to $525,000. So if your home's market value is right around $500,000, don't price it at $499.9. Price it right at $500,000 so you show up in both search brackets. Those maxing out $500,000 and those just starting there. Homes aren't cereal boxes. You're not selling with a 99-cent psychology. This is all about visibility. More exposure leads to more showings, and more showings leads to more offers. That's what gets results. So how do you know if you're priced right? One of the easiest ways to gauge your price is to watch what happens after you list your home on the market. If no one books a showing, the price is likely scaring buyers off. Even if the home is great, perception sets in, and that's hard to undo. Now, if you're getting some showings but no offers, you're slightly overpriced. You're very close to where you need to be. You're getting traffic, but no one's biting. Buyers like it, but not enough to write an offer. That usually means you're just outside the sweet spot. If you're getting some showings and you're getting a few offers, the market is talking. You're close, but buyers are trying to bring you down to what they feel is a fair price for your home. You may need to reevaluate how your home compares to others or improve how it's presented. Now, if you're getting a lot of showings and strong offers, you're priced right below market. You've created competition, and even though it might feel like you underpriced it, you usually get more this way because buyers fight for it. My final thought, your list price isn't just a number, it's a message. And the market, it answers loud and clear. You just need to know how to listen. If you don't take anything else away from this video, I want you to remember this, that online estimates don't know your upgrades, they don't know your layout, they don't know the vibe of your street. So if you really want to know what your home could sell for today based on real market activity and expert insight, click the link in the description for a free home valuation, or just reach out directly. Even if you're not planning to move soon, knowing your position in this market is powerful because the market is shifting and information wins. Thank you. I hope to see you next time.
This is what we do, who we are.